Good morning. It's morning here in Oregon, and I've been working on 4 journals this week. These are the other two, which I'll do another video for them. So these are the 2 I'm going to show. They have a similar theme. The title of this book is Making the House a Home, and this one's kind of a homemaker's journal too. But I will show this one first. It's 2 signatures. Had a nice book cover. I liked the gold lettering, and decided to put some cloth on the spine. I just thought that added a little bit more color. And it does have a keychain closure with a hitching post. And so on the inside, I used some fabric I got from Pam. She gave me this beautiful embroidered fabric, several different kinds. This one fit in here really nicely, and I'm not sure what it was really for. I think maybe it was to make ruffles, but it looks really pretty in here, and that's one of the other fabrics that she gave me. And so first signature, just kind of glued a little piece of paper on here to make a pocket. It's from a German book I have, and these are all words in German about home. And this is kind of a homemaker's journal. And then here's a little family standing in front of their home. Must have been from an old scrapbook I got. So here is a tag I had that I had made a while back. I like this little girl washing her doll clothes. A little picture of that's actually a sticker of a little castle. So Tim Holtz paper here, just stitched on to make a tuck spot. And this is the patio and garden of the Patio Royale in New Orleans. Postcard. And I folded the paper over so it has a tuck spot on both sides. And a little girl standing in front of her, looks like little apartments back in maybe the 40s. Looks like she's crying or laughing. I'm not sure which. So I had some paper that I used in here, and it was from the original book, Making the House a Home, which the paper was kind of fragile, so I tore a strip from an old handkerchief because I liked the weight of the fabric. It's thin, and used that to make a reinforcement there. So I stitched it on both sides. Here is a quilt pattern. A little bit of old wallpaper there. So this is tea-stained paper I made using the, there's a lady, medieval something, I can't remember exactly what, but she used a big tub, sprayed her sheets with tea as she layered them in between plastic doilies. So I had a few plastic doilies, but I didn't have enough, so I used some of my stencils in place, and I really liked the pattern that made on there, because the stencils had a little bit of color on them, because I use them with spray ink, so the color transferred. More of my vintage wallpaper. And this is just from I made a few tabs out of the same fabric that I used on the spine. Love that fabric. I use it a lot. So a little tab on this page. Pretty little picture of a cottage. And some vintage ladies from my old Cosmopolitan magazines. Scrapbook paper I got from Dee. This is the center, so I folded the ends in and made pockets. So on one side, it's a check and a bill from the city finance company, possibly a down payment on a home, house payment. And on this side, it's a pretty old vintage card with a little house on it, and the 9 of, I don't know what, but anyway, it's a tarot card, but I like that it has this little couple standing in front of their home or castle. Some more of those ladies. So here I made a pocket out of paper sack, and then I sewed down some lace. Excuse me. Sewed this lace down to make a tuck spot. So in the back in the pocket is a postcard from Seattle. And then in the tuck spot, just tucked in a few things. I like this little miniature postcard, or it's kind of like a postcard. I think Dee gave me those. And then a little Lomo card. I ordered a bunch of these on AliExpress, different designs. Really like them. I just rounded the corners on it and kind of distressed it with a little sandpaper and inked it a little bit. Here's a bill stub for your garbage and rubbish removal in 1959, only $1.50. And a little layaway receipt. So just thought those look kind of nice in this little pocket here. They kind of go with the theme. A little poetry here. Just a little bit of fabric stitched on the corner there with a sticker that I rubbed with a little bit of sandpaper to get the shine off, because some of those stickers are just too shiny. This is a texture stamp I added here on the edge. There's the rest of that little handkerchief that I used. Washi sticker I got from Dee. This is the title page of the original book. And this is the author, Edgar A. Guest. He wrote quite a few books and poetry too, which I think that one of his poems is either in this one or in the other one. I can't remember which. 1922, copyright. More of that. Oh, this, I just did a little stenciling on this paper. Tea stain paper. Pocket made out of wallpaper. Here's a lady. This was an ad for a mattress. So in this pocket we have a lady standing in front of her home and a flashcard with the Chinese characters for winter. And I did distress this card a little too with some sandpaper and ink. And a postcard from College Street, Athens, Ohio. Just a nice tree-lined street with lots of beautiful old homes on it. 1910. Tiny little writing back there, hard to read. So that's the first signature. More of the German dictionary. This one, the words have to do with the visit, like knocking on the door and saying welcome and so forth. Okay, so here's a Monopoly card. This is from that curtain book I have. Lots of different styles of curtains, and then I have a sample book of curtain fabric, and I added a little piece of it here on the edge. Some sheet music. Interiors of F homes from a catalog. Here's a house you could buy for $1,900. It was a kit. You just put it together. Some old wallpaper there. Another magazine lady with a paper doily here on the edge. Ad from the magazines. So the center of the signature, I made a pocket here and then tucked in, this is a print of one of my sister's paintings. This is on the property where she lives. It's a historical site. They don't actually live in this house. They built a new house, but this is the Gearhart house, which is often visited by people on genealogy tours and stuff like that. She knows all about that family. And I just put some paper I stitched together on the back. Another tab. Here's the rest of that home kit. Pretty picture. So here's the back of it and another piece of that beautiful fabric from Pam. And then in this pocket I put an old crumpled up picture of a little baby crawling around on a braided rug in a sweet little home, cute, decorated. And also a receipt for some furniture for their new home. And so this is just some examples of things you could make from this book I got. It's about toll painting and all the little projects that you can paint for your home. And so that's this one. And then so I had leftover pages, obviously. These books just don't hold very much. I should learn to make these spines a little bit bigger. So I took the rest of the pages and I put them in a file folder journal that I made. And I like these kind because definitely there's room to expand. There's probably as many pages or more in here than there is in the other one. So the cover is some layered up paper with a print I made from an old pattern I found at a thrift shop, 50 cents. I found a whole stack of them, 50 cents each. So I love them. And then I put a little lace on top. And on the inside, that same fabric that I used on the spine. I love this material. It actually is fabric I got to make curtains for my bathroom. And if I start running out of it, the curtains are coming down because I love that material and I'll probably just use it. The colors go with so many things. So this has a pocket here. Now this was actually a paper bag that's had all these little cutout things that you could put together for, I guess, kids. So anyway, I thought that kind of made a nice pocket. And then a postcard with some pretty flowers, which the color really went well here. A little fabric pocket made from that curtain sampler book. And then these are some more of those little cards I got. I ordered them from AliExpress and I really like the designs. This one has a nice poem on it. Just a pretty painting on here. This page from a storybook about a princess and a king. Another page from the old original book. Somebody wrote their name on there, 1923. There's some more of that handkerchief. So another page from that book. This is from my old flow book from a couple of years ago. And it had just apartments, so I kind of liked it since this has that same theme of a home. So here's a pocket I made, just stitched some fabric and napkin collage on there. And a tag, which I bought from somebody else. So, and I just thought there was room in here. It's kind of bulky, but there was room, so I thought I would tuck it in there. I think it's cool. Wallpaper sample. Here's my beat dyed paper. This sample piece was kind of small, so I did stitch some fabric to the top just to make it a little bigger and reinforce the back of the wallpaper with some tissue paper because it is kind of fragile. There's some more. There's another pattern that I have that I made a print of, but it was kind of small, so I put some of this ribbon on here, and then just added a row of decorative stitching, and I really like the way that looks. I think that black stitching looks great on there. Sticker, a page from a sewing book, which was big enough for me to make into a pocket and put a couple little things in. A botanical print I got from Dee. Beat dyed paper, and this is an old envelope. San Francisco, California. I don't see a date on there, but I like the way the envelope look. It's well worn and makes a nice little tuck there. So on the inside, I kind of just lined it with some pictures I found in a magazine to make that look a little nicer. And inside is a little journaling card and an animal card from a set I have. I love this picture of the children that lived in the shoe. Oh, here's that poem by the author of the book. And it's just kind of a neat poem. It's called Home. It says it takes a heap of living in a house to make it home. And just goes on about how you make your house your home. So thought that would be nice to include. Some recipes. Look at these salads. This one is called Surprise Loaf, garnished with watercress. And this one is the 24-hour salad. I think most of them involved Jell-O or gelatin. Here's some recipes there. Coffee filter. Image from a book of a lady in her kitchen. I love the floor. Some of my gnome stickers. So sometimes when you take apart a book, they'll have, you take apart the signature and then they'll have like a illustration page, which isn't part of the signature, which is just kind of glued on, and that's what this is. So I just like this picture here. It says always hungry. Has a couple of little kids here eating something from a big bowl. Piece of pattern, instructions. So this is the center. I had two napkin collage pages that I stitched on here to make pockets. And so in each pocket is a tag, and these tags were made by Dee. I think I've used them before. I love how she made them. It's using book text and tissue, and then she just folded it over and tucked in this little card that just goes in there perfectly. So there's that one, and then on this one it's different paper, different card, but they look nice together. I like how the ribbons kind of hang out the top. Another illustration from a children's book. It's cute. Little big brother is reading a story to the other kids. Some more recipes. Look at those. This one has ham, corned beef, and turkey, and this is a stuffed tomato in aspic. And I saw the recipe on that other page. But look at how those little, everything is like cut perfectly and arranged. There's the rest of that poem. And here's the other end of the envelope with a tarot card. This one is about happiness and a family together sharing a home. And a page from an art book. I think this is Klee. So a couple more of those little cards I got. There's the other half of that page with the patterns on it. I used this green ribbon with some more stitching on the side. And the rest of the wallpaper. Another pocket. Book text with some Tim Holtz tissue on top, and a man in his lawn chair sitting in his backyard. And at the very end, a little corner tuck with this beautiful envelope made by Dee. It's got a magnetic closure, which I love. And I don't think I put anything in here, but out here on this part of the pocket, she put a neat playing card and a journaling card. So it's made from one of those big, long security envelopes, I believe. I think I saw the tutorial on it, but I didn't have any of those envelopes, so I haven't made one, but she did. And that's the end. So this one has a button closure. It's just an old brass button with some stretch laced, and this is a brad and some lace up there on the top. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.